Hello, how are you today? I hope that you are well. Before we ended ESL, we had been learning about community. So now we're going to do some work with community helpers. I'm not going to read to you today, but I just want to show you a book. This book is called Firefighter. And I just want to talk about some of the parts of our book because it's really important that we use the tools that the author gives us as we read. So I know that you're doing some reading on Raz Kids, maybe on Epic, maybe just listening to read alouds from teachers or from other authors. But what I want you to do as you're reading is think about the different parts of the book. Think about the text features that are offered to you because those text features are tools so that you can understand what's being read to you or what you are reading. Remember, we have the title of our book. I know you know that. And the title is just often what our book will be about. So a lot of times in our nonfiction books, our title will also be our main idea. Not always, but often. When you open up your book, you know that you have a title page. And then you have an author. If you've read another book by the same author, sometimes that can help you or be a tool for you because authors tend to have a style that they follow. When we open it up here, you remember this, we've talked a lot about it in class. This is the table of contents. So when we look at our table of contents, we can see a list, of different types of things that we will be learning about. And on this side, we have page numbers where the information begins. So we practiced that in class and we talked a lot about how it starts on page 4. So what do firefighters do? It begins on page 4 and continues on until we get to a new topic or a new heading. What is a firefighter's day like? Okay, and then that begins on page 6. And then we have a new topic that begins on page 8. And so we can use the table of contents to figure out what we are going to learn in each section. At the end of our book, we have a picture glossary. Do you remember what a glossary is? The glossary is a tool that helps us to learn new vocabulary. So the author identifies or shows us specific words that will help us to improve our vocabulary. If it's a picture glossary, there's a picture that matches the word and the picture will help us to understand. At the very end of the book, there's something called an index. Do you remember what an index is? An index gives us a list of words that we can find inside of our book and gives us a page number where we can find that information. So let's take a quick look at some of the text features we see in this book. We see at the top of the page, big letters. A lot of times this will be bold letters, bold meaning darker. So the font will be darker, the letters will be darker. And like I said, they're much bigger than the rest of the text. This is called the heading. The heading lets us know what we'll learn in this section of the book. We can also see this text feature right here. This is a bold word. Again, you can see that it's darker and maybe thicker print or text than we see all around. So the other letters look different, don't they? See how that one's darker and thicker? This word is a word that the author is telling you is super important. So when you see this word, your brain should go, whoa, the author's telling me this word is very important to learn and use. A lot of times these bold words are the words that we will find when we go to our glossary. So like I said, our picture glossary came at the end. And look at this. In our picture glossary, here's that same word, hose. And it shows the picture right here. So we can learn a brand new word. Maybe you already knew that one, but this will help to reinforce or to help you to recognize that you are right in your thinking, or help you to change your thinking if you thought you knew the word, but now you learned something different. I like that this book also tells us the pages that we can find that new word on. So you can see this author will use the word hose 4 times in this book. So it is pretty important that we learn and understand what a hose is. There are other important words in this book: the air tank, hose, rescue team, bunker pants, hydrant. Don't think you can see that picture well, but that's a fire hydrant in that picture. Turnout gear, helmet, pumper truck, and wrench. As you're reading, I want you to think about these text features. Let me know when you see them in your books. If you can, take a picture of a text feature and upload it onto Seesaw so I can see what you found. Kind of like a scavenger hunt for reading. I miss you, and I will see you soon. Maybe next time I'll read the book to you. Have a great day.